Hey everybody, happy 4th of July weekend. I am wearing my red, white, and blue. I'm even wearing a bib because in about 30 minutes or so, I'm going to go run in the St. Matthew's Baptist Church 5K. I did it last year. It's a great race through a neighborhood here in Louisville, which is a wonderful route. I don't like it, though. I don't like running. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Those 30 minutes of me running, I will not enjoy. I'll be glad that I did it when it's over. This is my third 5K this year, and I have another one coming up, and I run because I want to stay in shape. I want to try and take good care of my heart, but I don't enjoy running at all. Well, my message for you today is very simple, and it's based on something that we saw happen last week, a week ago today. Aaron and I were in San Francisco, and we were visiting our son Sam and his wife Ella. Our other son Ty and his wife Alessandra had also flown out. So all 6 of us were in San Francisco for 4 or 5 days together, and it was great. But we had rented a van, and we were using it to get through town, and so we could all ride together. And as we're driving through town, we look over, and we saw about 20 or 25 completely naked men riding bicycles and scooters down the street of San Francisco. They were on the sidewalk, but they were 100% nude dudes, with the exception of their tennis shoes and their socks. I think one might have had on a helmet, but they were just parading through the street on their bicycles, going to an event where we saw them get off their bicycles and walk in. And I mean, they were nude. And we took video and we took pictures because we were laughing, and it was something to see. Now, I don't believe what they were doing was right, because there were some people in the street who didn't want to see a nude man that day. And what if a parent had had a child with them going to lunch or something and have to explain the nude men they just saw on the street? That's in any city in America, probably other than San Francisco, you would have gotten booked for indecent exposure. I can't walk down the streets of Louisville completely nude without getting, a cop taking me in for being for indecent exposure. So I don't respect that in what they did. I don't think that's right in what they did. But it was funny to see. It's not something you see every day. But what I do think about is how unashamed they were. Maybe they should have been ashamed, or should have felt shame for the way they looked. There was a few dudes I'm thinking you should probably have some shame there. But I think what I was surprised at was they were just so bold. And what it made me think of was Romans 1:16. Paul said, "I am not ashamed of the gospel, for it is the power of salvation for all who believe, first for the Jew and then for the Gentile." And as believers in Jesus Christ, we should not be ashamed of the gospel. We should wear our faith in who we are as Christians as boldly as those men wore nothing. We should have it on the forefront of who we are. So when someone asks you who you are, your first answer should be, "I'm a Christian. I'm a believer in Jesus Christ." Then you can say, "I'm a pilot," or "I'm retired," or "I'm a grandparent," or "I'm a teacher," or "I'm a pastor," or whatever it is that you are. But we should demonstrate our faith by saying in our identity that is who we are before we are anything else. We're a believer in Jesus Christ. Now more than ever, we need to be bold about our faith, and we need to be willing to state it up front. So my challenge to you and to me is always to remember you're a Christian first. That's who you are before you're anything else, because Jesus died for you. He gave you your life, the life that you have, because he gave his life for you. So we shouldn't be ashamed of that, and we should claim that first before we claim anything else. So I hope you never see 20 naked men riding down the road. It's not something you really want to see. But while I don't agree with what they did, and I don't admire them from what they did, I thought, well, they were bold, and I got to give them that. And we need to be that bold as we think about who we are as believers in Jesus Christ. I hope this message helps you. I hope it reminds you to remember that you're a Christian before you are anything else. And I hope that you will live out your faith with that boldness that we all need to have. Have a great week. Love you, and see you again soon.